Street Blues was an acclaimed cop show from the 80s that I only knew by name and the occasional seconds I saw it in teasers as it was aired at a weird hour back in those days. Now, anno 2022, I finally got a chance to watch this show and oh my dear, what an amazing show it is. Even this many decades after it stopped airing. The Hill Street Blues are the law enforcement officers in and around the Hill Street precinct in an unnamed American city. Crime and poverty is high in this area and it is generally considered to be the blight of all the districts. Run by Italian Captain Forillo, who captains this ship strictly and by the book. Our cops, lawyers, gang members and others all pass the review. There's so many memorable characters in this show and they are all written excellently, each having their own typical experiences with often having season-running inside jokes. From the lazy, gritty cop Renko, his black partner Robert Hill, military enthusiast Howard Hunter who often unintentionally screws things up, Neil Washington the undercover cop who is partnered with pseudo-conman J.D. LaRue, hostage negotiator and liberal Henry Goldstein, tomboy Seal Bates who gets flack for being a woman on the force, attorney Joyce Davenport who lays down the law but has a secret affair with Forillo, undercover cop Mike Belka who enjoys biting the crooks that try to run away from him and more. Each of these characters have their own lives, ideas and experiences with other cast members. Over the course of seasons there's racism, rape, murder, corruption, abortion, gang violence and more and it's all left in the middle. No waving the finger, no propaganda, no shoving talking points down your throat. All of this of course sounds like serious stuff but there's plenty of humor in every episode. There's the running gag about the pickpocket who has different names every time. There's Howard Hunter's shenanigans, stuff that breaks, fights. That goofy actor Martin Ferrero from Miami Vice pops up with a shtick now and then, and to boot, it all works, every time, every episode, across 7 whole seasons. The pilot episode ends with 2 cops being brutally shot, leaving it open who gets to live or not. Plenty of seasoned cast members get into trouble and there's plenty of death on and off screen. Every episode starts with a roll call, the police briefing at the start of a shift roughly laying out the problems they will be dealing with this time. This is expertly done by the very charismatic Phyllis DeHaas, played by late Michael Conrad, who died around season 4 due to cancer, and had a memorable saying every time. His role was later changed by other actors who at first you dislike taking his place but end up loving. This show is writing people. It's smart, it's funny, it's emotional, it has it all and I absolutely loved every moment of it. The gang member stuff is a little bit goofy using fake names such as Los Diablos, Shamrocks, Black Arrows, Bloods and others. Thanks to Google for being a suck-ass search engine who wasn't able to tell me the names of the ones I wasn't sure about. The gangs feel a bit like the gangs from the movie They're Warriors. Stereotypical and a bit crazy, but it works. Their relationship with the cops, population and politicians is shown many times. And even here, with the bad guys, there's balance. There's political corruption and hubris that gets dealt with. It has it all. I cannot fawn enough about this show and I could go on for hours mentioning plot points creating spoiler after spoiler. There's many cameos with actors who would later become famous such as Don Blakely, Don Cheadle, James Cromwell, Jonathan Frakes, Lawrence Fishburne, Uncle Phil, Andre Garcia, Cuba Gooding Jr., Danny Glover, Linda Hamilton, Edward James Olmos, Dwight Schultz, Tim Russ and many more great actors. I could go on for the next 8 minutes, but I won't. I'll end it now by saying this is a must-see TV show that even 30 years after date stands out as a very modern show that did things shows now pretend to be the first with. It's excellent, even the theme song is great and one of those you never skip. My only gripe is that it ended the way it did, though even that is a nice wrap-up. Life goes on in Hill Street. It went on for 7 years and it did with the final fade-out. Here's to Hill Street, a well-written modern continuation of this show for a modern audience. A series they don't fuck up and fill with agenda, a series like it was but with new actors and old. Something that will probably never happen, but at least we have this. And hey, let's be careful out there, and let's get them before they get us.